Hey! Welcome to G Folktales. Today, we are continuing our story, titled Light from the Dark. Before we continue, why not subscribe to this channel? It's free and you have nothing to lose but only supporting my efforts to tell better stories. Now let's continue the next episode. Episode 7. The Down Path. Gbade's reconnection with Amina brought a wave of joy and nostalgia. They quickly resumed their friendship, and Gbade was thrilled when Amina gained admission to the same federal university where he was currently studying. He eagerly assisted her with the application process, offering guidance and support just as she had done for him in the past. Amina's arrival on campus was a moment of celebration. Gbade introduced her to his new friends and showed her around, eager to help her settle in. However, as Amina began to integrate into university life, tensions started to arise. She couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy whenever she saw Gbade with Gladys. Similarly, Gladys felt uneasy about Gbade's close bond with Amina, sensing the depth of their past connection. The misunderstandings between Amina and Gladys became a frequent source of conflict. Amina would often confront Gbade about his relationship with Gladys, questioning his loyalty and intentions. On the other hand, Gladys felt insecure and excluded whenever Gbade spent time with Amina. These tensions put Gbade in an uncomfortable position, torn between two important people in his life. Have you subscribed to this channel already? Remember to subscribe, like and turn on the notification bell. Let's continue. The strain began to affect Gbade's academic performance and his overall well-being. He found it increasingly difficult to concentrate on his studies, and his grades started to slip. The emotional turmoil took a toll on his physical health as well. He often felt stressed and exhausted. One evening, after a particularly heated argument with both Amina and Gladys, Gbade found himself wandering the campus aimlessly. The weight of the ongoing conflicts and his declining academic performance pressed heavily on him. Seeking an escape, he ended up at a party hosted by some of the social boys on campus, the same group he had once avoided. Feeling overwhelmed and desperate for a reprieve from his troubles, Gbade accepted a drink for the first time in his life. The initial taste of alcohol was bitter, but the temporary numbness it provided was a welcome relief from his emotional pain. That night marked the beginning of a troubling downward spiral. Gbade continued to struggle with the conflicts between Amina and Gladys. He increasingly turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism. His once disciplined and focused nature seemed to slip away, replaced by a growing dependency on drinking to escape his problems. His attendance in classes became sporadic, and his performance in exams suffered significantly. Despite the warnings from his friends and the concern of his family, Gbade found it difficult to break free from the cycle he had fallen into. The emotional stress of navigating the tensions between Amina and Gladys, coupled with the pressure of his medical studies, seemed insurmountable. The supportive words of his parents, Mr. Gbade and Mrs. Gbade, and the admiring eyes of his siblings, Toby and Mof, weighed heavily on his mind, deepening his sense of failure and guilt. In his fourth year as a medical student, Gbade hit rock bottom. He had managed to keep his struggles hidden from his family, but his friends on campus were well aware of his plight. Gladys and Amina, both deeply concerned for him, attempted to reach out and mend the broken relationships. However, their efforts often ended in more misunderstandings and arguments, exacerbating Gbade's sense of isolation and helplessness. One night, after a particularly harsh argument with Amina, Gbade found himself alone in his dorm room, a bottle of alcohol in hand. He looked around at the disarray of his once organized space and felt a wave of despair. How had he allowed himself to fall so far? The dreams he once had, the aspirations of becoming a successful doctor, seemed to be slipping away. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, remember to subscribe, like and turn on the notification bell. Let's continue. In that moment of clarity, Gbade realized that he could not continue down this path. He remembered the sacrifices his parents had made, the dreams they had for him, and the love and support they had always shown. He thought of Toby and Mauve, who looked up to him as a role model, and felt a deep sense of responsibility. Determined to turn his life around, Gbade sought help. He approached a trusted professor who had always believed in his potential and shared his struggles. With the professor's guidance, Gbade began attending counseling sessions and joined a support group for students dealing with similar issues. Slowly but surely, he started to rebuild his life. Gbade also made a concerted effort to mend his relationships with Amina and Gladys. He explained the emotional turmoil he had been experiencing and apologized for his actions. While it was a difficult and slow process, both Amina and Gladys eventually understood and offered their support in his journey towards recovery. By the end of his 4th year, Gbade had made significant progress. His grades were improving, and he had regained a sense of purpose and direction. The journey was far from over, but he was determined to rise above his past mistakes and achieve his dreams. Gbade's story became a powerful testament to resilience and the importance of seeking help in times of need. His experiences and the support of those around him had once again illuminated his path, guiding him out of the darkness and towards a future filled with promise and hope. Thanks for watching this episode today. Don't forget to subscribe, like and turn on the notification bell. The next episode continues on this same channel. Don't miss out. Stay tuned.